If you hear this on the phone, say these 3 words and disconnect right away. Your phone rings, you pick up. The person on the other end says a certain phrase. The moment you hear that phrase, before you defend yourself, before you pose any questions, before you try to be courteous, you say 3 words and you disconnect. Those 3 words are simply, "I am ending this." You say them clearly, calmly, and then you terminate the call. Today, I am going to show you the 7 warning sign phrases that should trigger those 3 words every single time you encounter them. If you learn to identify these phrases and respond to them immediately, you can shield yourself from 99% of phone scams targeting Americans right now. These are not random or unusual tactics. These are the exact phrases being deployed by scammers right now to steal billions of dollars from people every year. And the people losing that money are not people who are negligent or unintelligent. They are people who simply did not know what to listen for. After this video, that will not be you. Before we get into the 7 phrases, hit subscribe right now, because this channel is committed to protecting you and the people you love from exactly this kind of danger. Share this video with one family member or friend before this video ends, because the person who needs this most might be someone who would never look for it on their own. Now, let us begin. Phrase 1. Can you hear me? This is the most alarming phrase on this entire list. And it is alarming for a reason that most people would never suspect on their own. The caller says hello in a friendly tone, pauses, and then asks, "Can you hear me?" It sounds like a completely harmless technical question. Maybe there is a poor connection. Maybe they are calling from a loud environment. Your natural, automatic, polite response is to say yes. And that yes is exactly what they wanted. Here is what could happen next. Scammers may record your voice saying yes. They then have an audio clip of you in your own voice saying the word yes. Then they could use that recording in a completely different context. When a company calls to confirm a transaction or a service and asks, "Do you approve this charge?" Scammers play your recorded yes as though it is your real-time answer to that question. Your voice, your yes used to authorize something you never consented to. The recording could also be used to fabricate false authorization records that are extremely difficult to challenge after the fact because your voice is on the recording. So what do you do the moment you hear, "Can you hear me?" You say those 3 words, "I am ending this." And then you do exactly that. You do not answer the question. You do not say yes or no or maybe or anything else, because any response you give could be isolated and repurposed. A real caller, a legitimate business, a doctor's office, your bank, your insurance company, they do not open with, "Can you hear me?" They open with something like, "Hello, this is Sarah calling from Dr. Johnson's office to confirm your appointment tomorrow." They identify themselves right away. They give you a reason for the call in the first sentence. The "Can you hear me" opening is a trick, and now you recognize it. Phrase 2. This is your final notice. This is your final notice before legal action. Final warning, last chance to respond. These phrases are engineered to do one specific thing, and they are very effective at doing it. They are engineered to make you panic. When you hear final notice, your nervous system reacts. Something pressing is happening. Something bad is about to happen if you do not act right now. That urgency is the whole purpose. A panicked person does not think clearly. A panicked person does not take the time to confirm the caller's identity or call back on an official number. A panicked person reacts immediately to whatever the caller requests for next. Here is the truth that neutralizes the panic cold. Real companies and real government institutions do not deliver final notices over the phone. The IRS sends certified mail. Social Security sends official correspondence. Your bank sends written notices. A genuine legal proceeding involves official documents served through official channels. There is no legitimate organization operating in the United States that delivers a final legal notice through an unsolicited phone call. None. So, when you hear final notice or final warning or last chance on an incoming call, you already know everything you need to know about that call. It is a scam. You say those 3 words and you disconnect. If there were a real issue with your taxes, your benefits, or any legal matter, you would have received an official written notice long before anyone contacted you. Phrase 3, your social security number has been suspended. This phrase sounds genuinely alarming. Your social security number, the number tied to your identity, your benefits, your entire financial history, has been suspended due to suspicious activity. You need to confirm your information immediately or face serious consequences. Law enforcement may already be involved. The clock is ticking. Every single word of that scenario is completely made up. And here is the most critical thing to understand about it. A social security number cannot be suspended. That process does not exist. The Social Security Administration does not have the authority or the technical capability to suspend your number. It has never happened to anyone. It cannot happen to anyone. It is not a real process. Scammers use this phrase specifically because most people do not realize that social security numbers cannot be suspended. They depend on your uncertainty. They depend on the fact that you would rather be cautious than sorry when it involves something as critical as your social security number. When you hear this phrase, you are 100% certain it is a scam because the thing they are describing is literally impossible. There is no version of this call that is legitimate. You say those 3 words, you disconnect immediately. And if you want to be completely sure, you call the Social Security Administration directly at their official number to verify that your account is completely fine, which it will be. Phrase 4, do not hang up or you will be arrested. This is the threat escalation. The scammer senses you might be stepping away, so they reach for the most powerful weapon they have, which is fear of law enforcement. If you disconnect, an arrest warrant will be issued. Police are already on the way to your residence. Federal agents have been notified. Your cooperation is required by law. These are the phrases designed to freeze you in place to make you believe that ending the call itself is an illegal act that will trigger real consequences. Real law enforcement does not operate this way. Actual police officers, federal agents, and legal authorities do not call you on the phone and threaten you with arrest if you do not keep speaking with them. Arrest warrants are issued through official judicial processes and served through official law enforcement channels. They are not announced over an unsolicited phone call. Real law enforcement does not need to keep you on the line. If they have a legitimate reason to reach you, they will contact you through official means, and they will have documentation. A phone threat is not documentation. It is a scam strategy. The moment you hear, do not hang up or you will be arrested, you say those 3 words and you disconnect. Then, if you feel any genuine worry at all, you call your local police department directly using a number you looked up yourself, not a number the caller provided. Phrase 5, press 1 to speak with an agent. This one comes through a robocall. There is a recorded voice. It is polished and pressing. It tells you there is an issue with your account, a problem with your insurance, a suspicious charge on your card, a situation that requires your immediate attention. All you have to do is press 1 to be connected with an agent who can help you handle it right away. The moment you press 1, one of 2 things occurs. Either you are connected to a live scammer who is going to spend the next several minutes extracting as much personal and financial information from you as possible, or you are connected to a premium rate phone line that begins charging you per minute without your awareness. Neither outcome is good. Both are deliberate. This is a robocall system, and it is constructed entirely around the hope that you will press that button. The recorded voice is the lure. Pressing 1 is the trap. Real companies that need to reach you about a genuine account issue do not do it through robocall systems that ask you to press a number to continue. If there is a real problem with your account at any institution, you can contact them directly using the official number on the back of your card, on their official website, or on your official account statement. You never need to respond to an incoming robocall to resolve a legitimate matter. When you hear press 1, you disconnect without pressing anything at all. You do not press 2 to be removed from the list either. That confirms the number is active and results in more calls. Phrase 6, we need to verify your information. The caller introduces themselves as being from your bank, your insurance provider, Medicare, a government agency, or any organization that sounds legitimate. And then they say, we just need to confirm a few pieces of information for your security. Let me verify your social security number. What are the last 4 digits of your credit card? Can you confirm your date of birth and your mother's maiden name? They present it as security. They present it as protection. They make it sound like they are calling to assist you. Here is the fundamental truth that exposes every version of this call. Real companies and real organizations that already have your account do not need to call you to obtain your information. They already have it. Your bank knows your account number. Your insurance company has your social security number on file. Medicare has your date of birth. They do not need you to recite it back to them over an incoming phone call. The only entity that needs your information over the phone is an entity that does not already possess it. And an entity that does not already possess it is not the company they are pretending to be. You disconnect and you call the organization directly using an official number you located yourself. You never share personal information with an incoming caller regardless of who they claim to be. Phrase 7, you've won a prize. But first, the excitement arrives immediately. Congratulations. You have been selected. You have won $5,000, a vacation package, a gift card. Something wonderful has happened to you, and all you need to do is claim it. And then come the words that reveal it all. But first, you need to provide your bank account number for the deposit. You need to pay a small processing fee of $99 to receive your winnings. You need to verify your identity by providing your social security number. You need to cover the shipping and handling for your prize package. Real prizes and real winnings never require you to pay anything up front. Real lotteries, real contests, real sweepstakes do not ask the winner to pay a processing fee before receiving their prize. The structure does not work that way. If you genuinely won something, it arrives. You do not have to pay to receive it. The moment any prize announcement includes the words, but first followed by any financial request or personal information request, the prize is not real. The only thing real about that call is the scammer on the other end and the money they are attempting to take from you. You say those 3 words and you disconnect. Now, let me give you the golden rule that ties all 7 phrases together into a single protective habit. I call it the 3-second check. When you answer any call from a number you do not recognize, you listen for the first 3 seconds. In those 3 seconds, you are listening for specific signals, a robotic or recorded-sounding voice, the words, "Can you hear me?" An instruction to press a number, the phrase "final notice," any expression of urgency or threat. If any of those signals appear in the first 3 seconds, the call is over. You say those 3 words and you disconnect. You do not wait for more context. You do not give them a chance to elaborate. You do not try to determine whether this specific call might be the one exception. You disconnect. The comparison that makes this obvious is simple. A scammer opens with, "Can you hear me?" or press 1 for an important message, or "This is your final notice." A real caller opens with, "Hi, this is Sarah from Dr. Johnson's office. We are calling to confirm your appointment tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon." Real callers identify themselves by name and organization in the first sentence. They explain the reason for the call immediately. They do not request sensitive information. They do not manufacture urgency. They do not threaten consequences for ending the call. When you see the contrast presented that clearly, you realize you have always been able to recognize it. You just needed someone to explain what to listen for. Let me tell you about William. William is 73 years old and lives in Michigan. He is sharp, careful, and cautious in most areas of his life. But one afternoon his phone rang and a recorded voice said, This is the Social Security Administration. Your Social Security number has been suspended due to suspicious activity associated with criminal investigations. Please press 1 to speak with an officer immediately to resolve this situation. The old William, the William before his grandson sat him down and guided him through these warning sign phrases, might have pressed 1. He might have stayed on the line trying to figure out what was happening to his number, his benefits, his financial security, but his grandson had taught him SSN suspended. Warning sign. William said those 3 words. I am ending this. He terminated the call. He searched the number on Google and found it listed on multiple scam reporting websites with hundreds of victim complaints. With one simple rule applied at exactly the right moment, William shielded himself from what could have been thousands of dollars in losses and potentially the theft of his identity. William's story is not uncommon. It is happening every day to people who are careful, intelligent, and attentive, but who simply did not know what the warning sign sounded like until someone showed them. Now you know, and now you can educate someone else. Here are the 7 phrases one final time so they are stored in your memory. Can you hear me? Disconnect. This is your final notice. Disconnect. Your Social Security number has been suspended. Disconnect. Do not hang up or you will be arrested. Disconnect. Press 1 to speak with an agent. Disconnect. We need to verify your information. Disconnect. You have won a prize, but first, disconnect. In every case, those 3 words first. I am ending this. And then you disconnect. You now know something that could protect you or someone you love from losing everything to a phone call. But this information is only valuable if it reaches the right people. Think right now about one person in your life. A parent, a grandparent, an aunt or uncle, a neighbor who you know receives a lot of phone calls and who might not recognize these phrases. Share this video with them today, not later. Right now, before you close this tab, that share might be the most meaningful thing you do for someone you care about this week. If this video helped you, hit the like button and subscribe because this channel exists to keep you and the people you love safe. I am always here for you, and I care about protecting you.